It's 3 a.m. The baby is screaming and won't stop. You've fed her. You've changed her. You've walked the same 8 feet of hallway 100 times, bouncing, shushing, begging. And there is no one to hand her to. No one in the next room. No one down the hall. Just you. And maybe one other person as wrecked as you are, pretending to sleep so at least one of you survives tomorrow. You love this child more than your own life. So why do you feel like you're drowning? Why does something this natural feel this impossible? Here's what nobody tells new parents. You are not failing. You are simply trying to do, completely alone, the one thing our species was never, ever supposed to do alone. We've quietly accepted a picture of family that would have horrified every human who came before us. Two exhausted adults, sealed inside a house, solely responsible for keeping a small human alive around the clock, year after year, with no one else in sight. We call that normal. We call it independence. For 300,000 years, it would have been unthinkable. No child in human history was raised by just one or two people. Not once. That is not how we evolved, and your body knows it, even when your culture insists otherwise. The anthropologist Sarah Blaffer Hrdy gave this a name. Humans, she showed, are cooperative breeders. We are one of the only primates who hand our babies to other people. And we do it constantly. Watch a hunter-gatherer band, and you see it immediately. Among groups like the Efe and the Aka in Central Africa, a newborn is held, rocked, and passed between many sets of hands within its very first hours of life. Not just the mothers. Researchers counted infants being cared for by a dozen or more different people in a single day. Grandmothers, aunts, older siblings, cousins, friends. There's a word for all of them. Alloparents. Other mothers. A human child was never meant to grow up in a quiet room with one tired face leaning over the crib. It was meant to grow up in a warm, noisy crowd of hands. And this isn't a nice cultural habit. It's written into our biology in ways that only make sense if the village was always assumed to be there. Take grandmothers. Humans are one of the only species where females live for decades after they can no longer have children. In almost every other animal, life ends near the end of fertility. So why do human grandmothers exist at all? The leading answer is the grandmother hypothesis. Studies of the Hadza in Tanzania found that hard-working grandmothers foraging for their grandchildren directly boosted those children's survival. We may have evolved a longer lifespan, specifically so there would be extra hands to raise the young. Then there are the children themselves. In these societies, kids grew up in mixed-age packs, and the older ones taught, carried, and watched the younger ones, quietly doing a huge share of the childcare while the adults worked. And here's the deepest clue of all. Human babies are born absurdly helpless. A foal walks within an hour. A human infant can't hold up its own head for months and needs total care for years. No single pair of hands could ever keep up with that, which is exactly the point. Evolution built a creature so dependent that it only works if a whole group shows up. A human mother handing her newborn to someone else isn't neglect. It's the most natural thing in the world. She was always meant to have help. If the hidden reasons behind why modern life feels so hard are your thing, subscribe. This channel uncovers one every week. Now, back to that 3 a.m. hallway. So sit with what that means for you, that crushing exhaustion, the guilt, The touched-out feeling when one more person needs one more thing from your body. The resentment you're ashamed to even admit. That flash of, "I can't do this," in the dark. None of that is a character flaw. None of it means you're a bad parent, or weak, or not cut out for this. It is an alarm. It is the sensation of a brain that evolved to hear other adults nearby, reaching out for help that our ancestors always had, and finding an empty, silent house. You are not too fragile for parenting. You are a person built for a village, doing the work of a village, alone. The silence of the modern nursery is the anomaly, not you. Somewhere along the way, we made a trade. We moved for jobs. We scattered our families across cities and countries. We built private homes with our own front doors and called it freedom. And it is freedom. We can live however we want, near no one, answering to no one. But the village didn't survive the move. The aunts, the grandmothers, the crowd of older kids, the constant hum of other hands, all of it thinned out until, for a lot of us, it's just 2 people and a baby at 3 a.m. "It takes a village" was never a sweet little proverb. It was a literal description of the only way humans ever managed to do this. For 300,000 years, no one raised a child alone, because it couldn't be done alone. It still can't. So the next time you're standing in that dark hallway, sure that everyone else has it figured out, and you're the one who's broken. Remember this. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are simply missing something our species always had, and only recently lost. The problem was never you. The village just isn't there anymore. And maybe the bravest thing we can do now is stop blaming ourselves for missing it, and start, in whatever small way we can, to build a little of it back.